Alright YouTube, what's up guys, how you guys doing, and welcome back to the channel. And today we're doing a video which is really similar to a video we did about a month ago. So in early April I did a video which was the NFL playoffs, but in the format like the baseball playoffs, the MLB playoffs. Of course I did that for opening day, which was, about the beginning of April, and that video did pretty good with about 1,500 of you guys checking in and watching that video. Now with the NBA playoffs on the rise now, which is about to start in just a few days, we'll talk a little bit more about that. I figured I'd do the exact same thing except the NBA format. Now it's also important to mention that this is the first video I'm doing on my channel which is going to use the 2021 rosters, including the free agent moves and the draft. If you want to download a roster yourself, such as the one I downloaded, what you do is going to click settings in the main menu, share and manage files, wait for this to load, and then you'll have the download community files. You'll click this button. Sometimes it doesn't work. We'll see if it works. Will it? It will. Oh, it does work. Okay, it wasn't working for me earlier. But what I did is I went down to the 2021 reel, which is made by Zulu, a lot of numbers. Downloaded this one. Of course, you just click A on it and you download file. That's how you make a downloadable roster right there. Anyways, the NBA playoffs starting really soon. What's starting really soon is the play-in tournament. But like I said, we'll come back to that. The NBA playoffs, it's a bit different than the NFL in many ways, such as, there's more teams. And one thing is that there's best of 7 series. To keep this video short, I'm only going to do one game. I know that's not exactly like the NBA playoffs, but everything else is going to be the same except the 7-game series, just because that's going to take way too long. Now, how this bracket is going to be made is that we're going to take 20 teams. We're going to take 10 from the AFC and 10 from the NFC. If you guys remember, the play-in tournament is going to have 4 teams from both conferences. That's why we need 10 instead of 8. So if we pull up the bracket right now, this is what we're looking at. As you can see, it's the NBA playoffs for this year. Of course, the play-in tournament is going to have the 8 and the 7 seeds be figured out later after we do that little tournament. So this leaves us with the number 1 Chiefs and the number 1 Packers sitting alone. Of course, they're waiting for a play-in tournament to play, and along with the number 2 Bills and the number 2 Saints. And then, of course, the other matchups, the number 4 and 5 Titans and Ravens in the AFC, and then the 4 and 5 Buccaneers versus Rams, and then 3 and 6 Steelers Browns, and 3 and 6 Seahawks Bears. This is going by the finalized standings, not by how, the NFL did it, just by how their standings were at the end of the NFL season last year. So you can see in the bottom of this bracket, it says play-in teams. There's a total of 8 teams. The top 4 going from 7 to 10 left to right is the Cardinals, Washington, Vikings, and Giants. That's the NFC. And then you also have the AFC, which would be the Colts, Dolphins, Raiders, and Patriots. Now, if you go ahead and go to the play-in tournament, I'm going to explain how this works the best as I can. As you can see right here, first thing to mention is all matchups are double elimination. It means that the lower seed, so in this case the 8 and 10 seed, they have to beat the higher seed twice. For the other side, for the lower seed, they just have to win once. Hope that makes sense. But you can take a look at our first matchup, which is the 7 versus 8 matchup. The Colts and Dolphins and the Cardinals, Washington. The winner of that automatically is the 7 seed. The loser of that is going to go down to the bottom. They're going to play the winner of the 9 and 10 game. The loser of the 9 and 10 game automatically eliminated. And then, of course, you'll have that matchup, which will be the winner of 9-10 and the loser of 7-8. And the winner of that game will be the 8 seed. Like I said, these are all double eliminations, meaning that the higher seed has to beat the lower seed twice. This is how the play-in tournament works, not only for this video, but for the NBA, which is starting really soon. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with this play-in tournament. We're going to do this right here in Madden Simulations with the 2021 rosters, starting with our first games, the Colts and the Dolphins. Remember, double elimination for this. Once we find the 7 and 8 seed, then we'll get to the actual bracket. Let's go. And how about the score of this game? 9-7. As the Colts, they can allow the Dolphins to win once. If the Colts win this game right here somehow, then they move on to 7 seed. That's Carson Wentz, by the way, the new Colt. And for the first down, he's going to get completion all the way up to the 35-yard line. And now to the 2-minute warning is where they'll stand. We have a 2-point game, 9-7. Weird score from Indianapolis. That was Pascal with that grab right there for a 15-yard pickup about. And now Carson Wentz, once again, the new Colt, replacing Phillip Rivers. Looking for the 2-minute warning plays now. He's going to do this one to his halfback. And that'll be a solid gain right there on the right side of the field. Tom is going to run, though. He couldn't get out of bounds. 8-yard pickup right there. And with 3 timeouts for both teams still, nothing called quite yet. Check down to Hines. It's 3rd reception of the game. 2-point game, so they can get 3. They're at the 43-yard line right now. They need about 20 more yards or so to put up 3 in a field goal with one of the new best kickers in the league, Rodrigo the Specs Blankenship. Fake the handoff. Carson Wentz, minute 30 on the clock, and he's going to overthrow his target now for a 3rd down and 2, a long 2 yards, but at least it stops the clock now in the Colts' favor, sitting in their own territory, the 43-yard line. 3rd down and 2, with 90 seconds left. 2-point game. Carson Wentz, quick pass, completes this one to T.Y. Hilton, and he'll find his way to the 48-yard line, so they're just inching their way into Dolphins territory as time is still going to continue the march down to 1:15 now, and no timeouts called on both sides of the ball quite yet. New set of downs at Indianapolis Colts, now looking to 70 seconds from the 48-yard line. No huddle plays. Around a minute now. Carson Wentz needs about 15 more yards, I would say. Maybe more. Here comes some pressure. He's going to get this one off, though, and just overthrows his receiver once again and stops the clock at 61 seconds for a repeat down at 2nd down and 10. Now a 3rd down and 10 play. 2 back-to-back incompletions. Looking for 3 or possible more. Carson Wentz to the sideline. This one is hauled in but out of bounds. Now at a 4th down and 4. So what do you do here? You're in Dolphins territory, but not by much. You probably want to go for this, don't you? Wasn't the best available play, but that was the best they could come up with. To Pascal again. He'll find his way out of bounds. Let's just see. Are they going to keep Carson Wentz on the field here and go for a gamble? Oh, we have a booth review first. Okay. Alright, the call on the field stands, and Carson Wentz is also standing. 4th down and 4. They're going for it all. Can they get it? Midfield completion. This one to the tight end. All the way to the 27-yard line. And now talk about field goal range is the Colts. Forcing the Dolphins to call a timeout. And all they got to do now is manage the clock. Kick a field goal. And they could become the 7th seed in our NBA/NFL playoffs. Let's see if they can do that. Alright, after poor management by the Colts, here comes the kick. The Specs, it's up, and it is good. The lead to the Colts now, 10-9. Still a half-minute remaining after their horrible management, but at least they took the lead. Dolphins get it back with a miracle chance. Let's see. Only 11 seconds left for Tua Tagovailoa in the Dolphins offense. Let's just see what can happen here. This one's actually complete, and they are in range, but they don't have any timeouts. As this one's going to do it for the Dolphins, meaning that the Colts found their way to the 7th seed. They won the first game, meaning they move on automatically. And the Dolphins, they'll still have another chance, but we'll have to wait till the result of the 9 versus 10 seed game. For now, we're going to go to the NFC, and we're going to do the 7-8 game, which I believe is the Cardinals and Washington. What a game we had here, and let's move on. Alright, so with the Washington football team being the higher seed in this case, this means they're going to need for a game 2. There's Ryan Fitzpatrick, the new starting quarterback for Washington. And we're going to stay in Arizona for one more game. Cardinals still have another chance. Washington has to win this one if they want to become the 7th seed. Next game. And this game went in the Cardinals' favor, which means the Cardinals will become the 7th seed. Washington's still alive. They'll play the loser of 9-10. And with that being said, we have our 7th seed in this playoff bracket for both conferences. We'll have the 7th seeded Colts and the 7th seeded Cardinals. What we're going to do now is we're going to go back to the AFC and do the 9-10 game, and then come right back here to do the 9-10 game in NFC. Hopefully I'm not doing this too confusing, but to the AFC, 9-10 game is the Raiders versus the Patriots. Let's go. Quarterback draw with Derek Carr. Look at this. All the way to the 30, to the 20, the 10. Oh, to the 5-yard line. There's no way that worked out so well. 57 rush yards. That was like a 50-yard run for Derek Carr. All the way to the 5-yard line now. That worked perfectly. That was like the Daniel Jones play, except minus the trip. Oh, and all they gotta do is get 5 more yards. 45 seconds of overtime. And the Raiders, they punched this one in. This has been a long game. I've just been sitting here waiting for something to happen. And they're just gonna go ahead and take the field goal now. Why not? Just go ahead and leave Las Vegas. Oh, no, there comes the timeout. Ice the Patriots. We'll be back in 1 second. Alright, so here's the kick, which is going to send the Raiders into the play-in tournament, and the Patriots will be eliminated. Yes, the Raiders win 27-24. In the last minute overtime, the Patriots don't get another shot. They're out of it. And the Raiders will move on to play the Dolphins. So let's go to the 9-10 on the NFC, and then I'll show you what our play-in tournament looks like after that. Crazy one right there. Derek Carr, the 50 rush yard bomb, wins the game for the Raiders. Moving on. And the Vikings will take care of business here from Minnesota, 26-13, meaning they move on to play the Washington football team. Giants are eliminated. And let me take a look at the new play-in tournament bracket, what it looks like right now. As you can see, I'll have it pulled up right now. the 7 seeds from both conferences include the Colts and the Cardinals. And then we're going to have these two matchups here. We'll have the Raiders and Dolphins, and now have the Vikings and Washington football team. So what we're going to do is go back to the AFC and do the Raiders, Dolphins, and then come back and do the Vikings, Washington. Hope this makes sense. Like I said, the winners of these matchups will become the 8 seeds, and then what we can finally do is we can take these 4 teams and plug them into the bracket to have our 7 and 8 seeds from both conferences. This is how it works in real life as well for the NBA. Hopefully I did a good job explaining this. Let's see who is going to be at 8 seeds in both conferences. Let's go. Well, this one got close, but the Raiders are going to steal Game 1 in Hard Rock Stadium, which means we'll have a Game 2 here in Miami. The winner of that game will become the 8 seed. Who's going to join in the playoffs as the 8 in the AFC? Between the Raiders and Dolphins. We'll find out next game. And not even a chance. Miami Dolphins did not come to play, and the Raiders will steal the 8 seed out of the Dolphins' hands. The number 9 seed becomes the 8 seed, and the Dolphins are eliminated. So we have our 7 and 8 seeds from the AFC, featuring the Colts and the Raiders. Now for the NFC, I'm pretty sure we have the Giants and Washington. Who's going to be the 8 seed of that? Raiders win back-to-back, earn their way to 8 seed, and now let's go to the NFC for our final play-in matchup. And the Vikings, the other 9 seed, will steal Game 1 as well. So the question is now, will we see another 9 seed steal the 8 seed out of the hands of the Washington football team? Vikings win Game 1, need to win Game 2 to continue. Washington just has to win the next one. Let's see if the Vikings can pull through. Alright, game number 2 went into overtime, so this one's going to be sudden death. Whoever wins it gets the 8 seed. Other goes home. 27-all, 3rd down and 11 for Ryan Fitzpatrick, the new member of Washington. Sends this one to the end zone. Oh, overthrows the receiver by a mile. And now at 4th down and 11, they can take a field goal here. Will it win the game? I'm not too sure, though. I'm pretty sure this is the first possession in the game. It looks like it, so the Vikings will more than likely have a chance. We'll find out if this field goal is even made. So here comes the kick. Is this one going to win the game? I don't even know. I'm going into this blind. The Vikings do call a timeout, so something tells me that this field goal right here could end it. We'll find out any second, though. To possibly end this one from Washington for the 8 seed. Can they do it? The kick, the snap, kick is up, and it is good. Now the question is this a game winner? I don't even know. That is Hopkins who kicked this one through for, I'm pretty sure, a 30-27 game, and I believe we're going to continue to play. That's not the game winner. Yep, the Vikings will get a chance. No, I lied. The Vikings will not get a chance. Washington wins. I didn't even know if that was a first, second possession or not. So Washington wins the game right there, and they are the 8 seed. Final score 30-27. And let's take a look at our final look at the, what's it called? The play-in tournament. That was just unexpected. I didn't know. Here it is. The 7 seeds include the Cardinals and the Colts, and the 8 seeds include now the Raiders and the Washington football team. So not much change except the Raiders stealing the 8 seed from the Dolphins. Now, if we go ahead and go to the real bracket, which we haven't seen quite a bit of time, so we have the matchups with the Chiefs versus Raiders and the Colts versus Bills, and then NFC we have the Packers versus Washington and the Saints versus Cardinals. We have our 16 teams now. Play-in tournament is over. Now we get to play through this bracket. Who is going to be the champion Super Bowl based off an NBA bracket? Let's continue, starting with the AFC game. Well, so much for that play-in tournament, as the Raiders get absolutely panhandled by their division rivals. Not really. 31-20 final score. Kansas City, the 1 seed, moving on, and the Raiders, which did all that work to get the 8 seed, they'll fall short, of course. Raiders moving on, or Chiefs moving on. Next game, the AFC. Alright, in Tennessee, it's a 6-point game with only 1 or 2 plays left for the Ravens. Lamar Jackson, can they do it? First pass, this one's aired up. I think someone's got it. Call a timeout. Yep, they called a timeout. Good. Okay, it was just like sitting on a pile and he wasn't going down, so time was wasting. It got scary for a second. But somehow, Lamar Jackson just lobbed that one and someone went up for it. And now from the 5-yard line, they get a touchdown. They get 6 points. They tied. An extra point takes the lead with 2 seconds. So, 2 ticks. Final play. Let's see what happens here. Lamar Jackson. First down and goal. This is the put. 6 points on the board. He's going to run out to his left. Go for the end zone himself. What was that? Why? why wouldn't you? Okay, yep, and the Ravens lose. Titans win this one 20-14. If Lamar Jackson would have took it off himself, he would have scored. But that was just the weirdest finale to a game ever. Titans win 20-14. Lamar Jackson, the Ravens fall short. And how about this? Just like real life, Cleveland is looking to take a win versus the Steelers in the playoffs. So all they got to do is march out the clock here with a run with Nick Chubb, now down under a minute, and then kick a field goal. Let's see if they can do that and move on in our NBA-styled playoffs.
It's a pickup of 3. A 21-yard attempt.
And there's the kick, and the Browns will win this one. I was looking at my phone the whole time. 34-31. Browns move on. Somewhat an upset, but just like real life, getting a little bit of deja vu. Steelers fall short to their division rival. Browns moving on. Next game. And the Colts, the 7 seed, who had to work their way through the play-in tournament, are looking to add their lead versus the number 2 seed. Hand this one off up to the 2-yard line now. Timeout called, and it's a 24-20 game with their lead and a possible 6 points coming right up too. Colts looking on to move on. How about this? Alright, so second down and goal. Let's just see if they can march on some extra points, and they will. Straight up the middle. Add 6. It's a 10-point game now. As 30-20. I think the Colts are moving on, so they worked their way through the play-in tournament. Taylor from Wisconsin, I'm pretty sure. That's the dagger. I think the Colts are moving on now. 30-20, we'll see the end result of this game. And I think the Colts should move on. The Bills were able to put on some more points on the board, but of course it wasn't enough. Final score 31-28. We have our 4 teams from the AFC, so let's get to the NFC now. Well, surprise, surprise, the Packers are able to get past the first round. Past Washington, 38-21, they're moving on. And our next game is between the Rams and the Bucks, which means we'll have Matthew Stafford versus Tom Brady. Like I said, 2021 rosters, this is looking good. Let's continue. And then probably the best matchup we have in this video, it's Matthew Stafford and the Rams versus Tom Brady and the defending champions of Tampa Bay Buccaneers. With 3 minutes, I decided to join this game pretty early as Gronk is going to take this one for an 8-yard pickup. It's a 6-point game. So we still have 3 minutes of the clock, so a lot more than normal. And Tom Brady, how about that stat line? 3 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. And that's probably the Rams currently have the lead right now. Not a normal Tom Brady stat line, but able to hopefully redeem himself with a 4th touchdown and 4 picks, which is an interesting Tom Brady stat line. Now down to 3 minutes, second down and 2. Alright, so here's our second down and 2 play. We're now down to 2 minutes and 45 seconds left. He's just going to wait to get this one off, and this one's going to be complete all the way to 45-yard line. They get a touchdown, ties the game. An extra point would take the lead. First down and 10, new set of downs with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. From the 44-yard line now, Tom Brady backs up, delivers this one to Mike Evans, breaks a tackle, breaks 2 tackles, and finally the third dude brings him down. Now going into the 2-minute warning from the 42-yard line in Rams territory, I believe. How about that player there from Mike Evans? Broke 2 tackles. There was one there. Oh, it was Jalen Ramsey as well, the first one. That's crazy. All right, 2-minute warning, 6-point game. From the 42 in Rams territory now. Touchdown ties it, extra point takes the lead. Tom Brady backs up again. Now down under 2 minutes. This one is going to be complete for another first down. So they're just going to keep on rolling in with these completions and new set of downs. Now time continues. First down to 10 from 31 to 90 seconds now from the 31. Time is going faster than you might think. This one, another completion. Around 3 or 4 straight completions to Tom Brady. This one to Chris Godwin. And this one's going to stop the clock. Finally what they needed. Now to the 25-yard line in 90 seconds. Pretty satisfying. Second down and 4. 90 seconds to do so. Tom Brady looking to deliver again. This one's going to be another completion for Tom Brady. Get out of bounds. Good. 17-yard line now. This is working all so well for the Bucks. So far. Keyword so far. Minute and 24. From the 17-yard line. Approaching the red zone. Already in the red zone. Now approaching the end zone. Here he goes. Minute 24. Now down under 90 seconds. We're going to hand this one off for the first time. And this one's going to be a solid run right there. Getting 7 yards on the first run. And time's going to continue. Second down and 3. Pretty good play there. Now down under a minute. Tom Brady for a pass. This one to the end zone. And broken up. A little bit of contact there with Jalen Ramsey. But he was able to break this one up. No flag. Third down and 3. Under a minute. 10-yard line. 10 yards to go, under a minute, third down and 3, 6-point game. Tom Brady's going to back up again, look for this pass to the end zone, and no one's even close to him. Touchdown, Antonio Brown. That's his second touchdown of the game, and Tom Brady now has 4 touchdowns, 4 picks, and a tie game. Extra point takes the lead. Big kick right here. You make this and you take the lead. Should be routine though. It's a routine extra point for any kicker in NFL. As normal, 28-27. Matthew Stafford gets a chance with 50 seconds. Matthew Stafford from the 20, 1-point game. He needs about 50, 60, 70 yards for a chance. 45 seconds left. This one is going to be complete to a tight end, 45, Tyler Higbee. Now down to 40 seconds from the 46-yard line. So now you take that 60 yards needed to just about 20 as they're around midfield already. 30 seconds left. They have 3 timeouts. They call 1 timeout there. Now with half a minute remaining. What a dot by Matthew Stafford. Puts him right back in this game. 1-point game. 28-27. From the flag with 31 seconds. In their own territory. 46-yard line. Matthew Stafford. This one's a Tyler Higbee again. And oh, it's on the ground. Fumble. Picked up by the Bucs. And they're going to take this one to the house. Oh, what a turn of events. Buccaneers win it. And that's going to do it. I don't even know who it was picked up by, but is that the rookie from last year? If I'm not wrong. No, it's someone named Dean. That's my name. But 34-27 now, and oh, Tyler Higbee just got popped. It was looking so good. He put a move on one defender, but ultimately cost him right there. Oh my, he just got pancaked. And Dean, I'm not even too sure who he is, takes it to the house. 34-27. The Bucs defense clutches up when they need to most. What could have been, couldn't be. 34-27. And that's probably going to do it. I didn't say this game was quite over yet, though. Matthew Stafford still has a chance. He just has to hit the end zone this time. 10 seconds. 24-yard line. This is probably the last play. It's going to get there. There's a flag, though. Knocked up. What is this flag? This could be big. If this is a personal foul. Roughing the passer on the defense. So this is going to move him up 15 yards. Okay. So 39-yard line now. Last play gives him a 15-yard cushion. Let's see what happens now. This game is at everything. This is the matchup we anticipated between the Bucs and the Rams. So the final play is going to take place at the 39-yard line, and it's got to find its way 60 yards through the air into the end zone. Can Matthew Stafford do it? And then I think they got to get a 2-point conversion, but that probably won't even happen at all. He's going to send this one pretty early. Knocked up, not going to do it, and the Bucs will hold on and win this game in a crazy turn of events. Final score from Tampa Bay, 35-27. Matthew Stafford falls short, and Tom Brady lives victorious once again. Moving on to our next game. And our final score from Seattle, it will be 28-20. Bears just fall short by 1 possession. Couldn't get the touchdown in. And the Seahawks at the number 3 seed are moving on. Andy Dalton did start for the Bears, not Justin Fields. Won't be seeing any Justin Fields anyways later on. Wilson Seahawks move on. Next game. Well, it's important to mention that the Saints don't have Drew Brees anymore because this is the 2021 rosters, meaning that they're a whole different team led by Jameis Winston. As a result, the Cardinals come out of the win here. I'm pretty sure the final score was 27-20 from Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Yes, it was. And that means we have our look at the round 2 bracket as our round 1 matchups are over. So here's our final 8 teams, starting with the AFC with the Chiefs versus Titans and the Browns versus Colts. And the NFC we have the Packers versus Buccaneers and the Seahawks versus Cardinals. Pretty good matchups going into the round 2. We'll start with the Chiefs and Titans. With only half a minute remaining here in Arrowhead, the Titans are down by 4. There's a flag though as Ryan Taylor is going to take off himself, get a good run here, and he'll find his way out of bounds with a solid 15-yard pickup. But what's the flag though? And it's on the offense, so all of that doesn't matter. It's a holding call on Nate Davis, so waste of time, waste of yardage. Now to a 2nd down and 12 at their own 20. What could have been a 15-yard pickup for Ryan Tannehill is now taken off the board. And now with only 25 seconds left, even worse. So let's just see what they can do from that. They got to build off that somehow with only 26 ticks on the clock. 4-point game, need of a touchdown. Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry in the backfield. 20-yard line. First pass. This one's complete. It's not going to do much though. And that one's just going to burn a timeout. Alright, 3rd down and 6 now with only 21 seconds. They got 7 yards off of that. They need a lot more though. This pass, midfield, almost picked. It was in the hands of a Chiefs defender, but fell on the gridiron. Now to a 4th down and 6 with 16 seconds. Big play right here for the Titans offense. This is their last chance to stay alive. Can they do it? Ryan Tannehill, his pass. This one's going to make it pretty far, and this one's going to end on an interception. Chiefs are going to win this one 17-13, and they're moving on to the final 4 teams into the round 3. 5 seconds left. Patrick Mahomes should come down to knee, and final score 17-13 from Arrowhead. Well, the Colts are in a dire position now. 4th down and 10 in their own 9-yard line, down by 8. Let's just see if they can convert here. Their final play, and this one's going to be an interception. Browns should take this one to the 20, and that is Williams at the 19-yard line now. The Browns should finish this one 17-9. Browns moving on. So we have our final 2 teams. The AFC would be Browns and Chiefs. Colts, which had to play in the play-in tournament, they'll fall just short. Going to the NFC now. And here we are in Green Bay. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are playing from behind again. This time they got to go for a touchdown at the 50. Here comes the pressure, and Tom Brady goes down. Timeout called, and now at the 43-yard line in his own territory. That might have been Zadarius Smith taking him down if I'm not wrong. And it's now also a 4th down and 8. Need of a touchdown. Now in a horrible situation. Let's see if they can get it back. Alright, so now 70 seconds left from the 43-yard line. This could be it for Tom Brady in this video. Looking for a pass. This one airs out. And oh, it could have been, couldn't be. Antonio Brown had like 3 Green Bay Packers on him and couldn't come down with the football. 1st down and 10. Turnover on downs. Green Bay gets it over. And they should win this game. Final results up next. Once again, I don't know why teams really want to punt the last second. I mean, you can just let the time expire, but I mean, you do you. Final score from Green Bay, 21-14 as that football sails into the stadium. And the Cardinals beat the Seahawks 31-28, division rivals. It's because, you know, the Cardinals, the 2021 rosters, they're a much better team this next year than last year. Of course, you know, they added like J.J. Watt, and they just just a better team. Seahawks fall short, and the Cardinals were in the play-in tournament as well. With that being said, we have a round 3 matchup set. We have the Chiefs and Browns and the Packers versus Cardinals. These are our conference finals, such as the NBA calls them. We'll get them done, starting with Chiefs and Browns. And the revenge game for the Cleveland Browns back in Arrowhead, looking to steal this one as Baker Mayfield in some trouble. He gets it off though, the Kareem Hunt somehow. I don't know how he managed to get that one off, and Kareem Hunt rolled down after that one. 1st down and 10. And they haven't called a timeout quite yet. How did he get this one off? It just got like teleported. And Kareem Hunt just came up short with it. And now down to 30 seconds. No timeouts have been called yet. There it is. 31 seconds left from the 33-yard line. In need of a touchdown in a 4-point game. After that wacky play, they get a new set of downs for a 1st down and 10 with half a minute remaining. Need to hit the end zone here. This one is going to be complete. Can he get out of bounds? Yes, he does somehow. It's a 3-yard pickup for a waste of 3 seconds, so every second get a yard right there. And now at 27 seconds left for 21 on the board, and a 2nd down and 7. A lot of 2s and a lot of 7s. 4-point game from the 30-yard line. Lines back up. Just under half a minute now, and they need to hit the end zone, like I said. Just short of the end zone, or the red zone, I mean. Baker Mayfield has to pass. Throws this one quick to Odell. Oh, he drops it somehow. I thought he had that one easily. That one just fell short. I don't know how he dropped that one. 3rd down and 7, 24 seconds left. Cleveland the 6th seed, and Kansas City being the 1 seed. After a rare drop from Odell, we're now down to 24 seconds left, still at the 30. 3rd down and 7. Need to convert here. Here comes a blitz. Baker Mayfield goes down. Time is going to run. No timeouts called yet. 4th down and 15, and they're only going to get one more chance to hit the end zone here. Yeah, they're just going to let time go to 11 seconds now. And Stefanski not liking it. Timeout, 31-27. 4th down and 15. Got to hit the end zone. There's a big play for Baker Mayfield, the Browns offense. This could be the last one. It's the 4th down and 15. Here we go. Baker Mayfield going to throw this one. And this one's going to end on an interception. Chiefs back-to-back interception games to end it. And they're moving to the Super Bowl. They beat the Browns. The Browns just poor red zone offense right there. And Chiefs take over on downs, 31-27, and they're going to do this one to the Super Bowl. And now we have our NFC Championship game, or our finals, conference finals game. I'm pretty sure it is the Packers and Cardinals. Interesting game. Who's going to play the Chiefs? We'll find out right now. And in the end of the day, the Packers are just the better team, and that is exactly why they win here big. Final score from Lambeau, 42-7. The Cardinals, they were a play-in tournament team. They made it pretty far, but sadly couldn't finish the job. Packers win 42-7, and we have the Super Bowl matchup, the State Farm Bowl, the Packers and the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers up next. Final score for Lambeau, 42-7. To sum this game up in NBA terms, this is basically the Lakers meeting the Nets in the NBA Finals, as the #1 Chiefs and the #1 Packers, currently 27-21 in the Packers' favor, and the Chiefs have the ball in their own territory. A minute and 55 seconds on the clock at the 20-yard line. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs got some work to do. They got to go a total of 80 yards to get 6 on the board. An extra point would take a lead. Starting from second down to 15 to the 20. Patrick Mahomes has some time. Here comes some pressure from Darius Smith. Gets this one off, and Jair Alexander almost breaks that one up, breaks it up, almost picks it. Third down and 15 now with a minute and 49. Already a big third down play. You got to get 15 yards, and they're down by a touchdown. There's still plenty of time and plenty of timeouts on the board as well. And this one, once again, broken up. The defense of the Packers has been really good with Jair Alexander. Once again, he's in the zone now. Even scarier. Fourth down and 15, and I think the Chiefs would punt this ball. You don't really have a choice. You can't go for this, and you just got to hope on the defense to be able to stop the Packers offense. Aaron Rodgers has to get 10 yards, and they win the Super Bowl in the NBA format. Oh, how about this? They're not going to punt it. I don't know about this decision, but Patrick Mahomes are feeling gutsy, and Andy Reid as well. Fourth down and 15. This is a gamble, and it's an interception. This one's going to do it. Returning to the 30, and he's going to get taken down at the 29. And that's Stokes, the rookie, too, from Georgia. How about that? New 2021 roster is the first-round pick from Georgia. Gets an interception in the Super Bowl and returns it to the 29. The Packers, all they got to do, manage the clock, and they win this game. What a defensive performance. Aaron Rodgers had to do nothing. It just great defensive performance. If the Packers played like that defensively all year, then they would have been the Super Bowl champions. With a minute and 35 seconds on the clock, 3 timeouts. Let's just see if they can manage the clock and able to make it to 0. And looks like the Packers are going to punt their victory away. With 3 seconds left, let's just see if they can return it for a touchdown, because that's just what we always do every video. I don't know why they decided to punt, and nothing happens once again. With that being said, the Green Bay Packers are the NBA format Super Bowl champions. They won 35-21. They scored another touchdown off camera. And with that being said, here's a look at our final bracket. As you can see, the 1 seeds made it the farthest, and the play-in tournament teams such as the Cardinals and the Colts, hey, at least they made it past one game. They beat both the number 2 seeds, including the Bills and the Saints, and the Cardinals ended up making it all the way to the conference finals. Packers get this one done versus the Chiefs, 35-21. Thank you guys for watching the NBA format video. The NBA playoff starts really soon, and I'll see you guys later.